Hello and welcome to a brand new podcast, which we're calling TheCancha. Basically, a brand new podcast where it's just literally just us just talking about nonstop football action, footy talk, transfer, anything that kind of comes in with us wanting to bring in any kind of news, games, anything that comes about, and just the fact that I think. For the longest, I've been wanting to have something like this as well. So I've been wanting to have this. Of course, I wanted to include some co-hosts for this podcast and also longtime close friends as well. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves to.
My name is Manuel or Manny.
My name is Maria.
Yeah. We are going to talk about ourselves a little bit of kind of like, our interests, why we love the game, why we watch the game and want to, put our opinions out there and everything. But kind of wanted to introduce a little bit more of like why we want to start the first podcast. So first things first, why did we want to start the podcast? So let me ask you guys actually, before I even get into it, like, what did you guys initially think or thought to yourselves? Like whenever I asked you guys like, hey, want to start off a soccer podcast? Like, what do you guys think? Would you want to join?
I mean, I'm down to always talk about soccer. I love soccer, so ever since I've been growing up, it's always been one of the sports that's stuck with me, and I just enjoy talking about it. So I was kind of glad that you asked me. So
yeah, something like news. Well, I've always been watching podcasts, anyways. I mean, since my younger days as well, and then now. I guess having a chance to really do it, I guess it brings out more of kind of like, you want to watch it more. Mm-hmm. You maybe express different, leagues or, just get a chance to watch new things as well so you can talk about it. What about you, Maria? What did you initially think whenever I brought it up to you?
I said about time. No.
It's about time. Something like this happens, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was happy, honestly. Like soccer has been one of my biggest, passions since I was little. So I've always liked watching it. I've always liked, talking about it and just seeing where the sport goes and seeing how it develops.
Yeah. I think I've always enjoyed talking about it as well. Always had different thoughts and opinions about games, matches, how things goes. I love debating as well, whether it's an agreement or disagreement. And then, getting a chance to kind of like have two other brilliant minds that know about the game as well, have their ways of thinking about it. And again, just expressing it out. Because I definitely think, football should be, expressed for everybody, whether, they say it one way or another. But I've always been excited to just want to express those thoughts and opinions that I've had and, seeing where it goes. Now, what do you think the listeners and the viewers can expect from us from this podcast? Like, what kind of things do you think you would want to try to talk about? I mean, I already have a set of things that I would like to kind of like, go over. So I would want to try to say like, expect like weekly content of like us going through, matches and everything. I would say for one, I love watching the Premier League, so expect maybe not the whole entire podcast being about the Premier League, but games that come up as being like really good matchups or previews and reactions, especially what we're doing here for the World Cup. But eventually, whenever we get to the leagues, like Champions League, one of the bigger tournaments, of course, as well. But more group context as well. I want to bring more stuff like, maybe some hot takes, debates about different things that are going on. Trivia, since you guys are going to end up telling me who your favorite club is. I mean, trying to see, who knows more about their club more than that. Different games that we can go over, transfer rumors, international coverage like how we're doing for the World Cup, predictions, even ranked tier lists. Actually, hopefully in the coming episodes, I want to try to see if we can do one over a specific national team. And league predictions as well. Whatever the biggest league that we want to cover over, hopefully we can do kind of like a league prediction of who we think was going to win, what's going to end up being the runners-up, who's going to end up being relegated, and so forth. So is there any kind of other expectations that you have over this podcast as well?
I'm just saying, like, this is, of course, our opinions. Like you said, we may be disagreements or maybe agreements, but for the most part, expect some biased opinions. Tend to be more biased towards certain things. So, just expect that.
Yeah, Maria, any expectations?
My thing is like the expectations is like we're not professionals. Mm-hmm. We're like like three people who love the sport in some way or another. Like we're involved with it. The expectation would be like just hear different perspectives, and it's of course we're gonna get like all the like hate comments or like, oh, you guys are stupid. It's like hey, we might be, it is what it is. Yeah. But like the thing about it is it's a sport. The sport's changing. Every opinion is different, and
Yeah.
you know, even if we all three of us do agree in something, our perspective on it will be very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be one thing for sure if like we always think alike the exact same way, we agree on everything, and there's not necessarily any kind of debate. Then yeah, I can see why there might be some negativity towards it. But because it's always sporadic, it can go one way or another, and I think that's kind of like the exciting thing for me, just to debate about it and just talk about it. But more than anything, something that I'm wanting to hope to just build within this, especially for the audience, is just wanting to build, a kind of a community, whether it does grow to be big or if it's just like a small one, but just like feeling free to just talk about how you feel about things, whether it's from the games, whether it's stuff that's going on within or just right outside of football as well, and just being part of the conversation of anything. Whether it is supporting a local club, being here in the U.S. and supporting, I guess, maybe an MLS team or Liga MX, or if you want to go abroad again to like Premier League, La Liga, or anything, but just wanted to have your opinions and supporting your team, even national team as well.
Yeah.
Your agreements, disagreements, talking about the celebrations, big moments, but also just again wanting to build that community base of just people that want to jump in and talk about it with us. I mean, feel free.
Yeah, of course. And like one of the things like that I'm hoping like we can also get into is like I don't want them to think that we're just like gonna focus like of course the professionals and everything, we want to speak about them, but if any of you guys ever were like, all right, what do you think about the way that I play? If you play for your school, if you play for a club, if you play for like a local club and a local league, and you're like, hey, this is my I mean, everybody nowadays puts their videos out there on like TikTok, so I mean, I'm kind of interested in like looking at like videos like that some of these high school kids put up on, and like not criticize but be able to analyze them and be like, hey, like we're open to like I like watching the sport, whether it's going into a stadium and watching like a World Cup game, or if it's just going down to your local like like high school, or going down to your
there's a collegiate game going on somewhere.
Like if you're like 35 and up and you want us to go watch and like we'll go. Like I like the sport, I like watching.
Someone's gonna come up to us and say like, rate my 6-year-old playing right now.
You're like be like, hey,
yeah. Oh man. Okay, but another good thing, especially now that we're getting into like the intro and stuff about us. So a really good question: what made you guys fall in love with the game in the first place? Like, was there somebody that introduced you into the game? Manny?
So ever since I was little, I've played in the little local league that we have. Started out maybe 6 years old. Started playing with them. Main one that got me into it was, of course, my family. My dad, especially, because he's a big soccer fan. He even played here whenever he first got here. So he played in like the local leagues here. That they had like Sunday leagues and stuff like that too. Mom would always tell me jokes about how he would stop goals because he would be like a defender. How he would stop goals with his nose and whatnot. So it just made me love the sport even more. Just continue on with that legacy and stuff.
Okay. All right. So just basically like family just helped you
family mainly. My brothers were my first coaches.
Okay.
My mom, she would always support me and in the times of like lows and highs when we lost and when we won and whatnot. But yeah, just mainly family.
Okay, but let me go into a little bit more perspective of like, okay, maybe you playing and then getting introduced to it, but what about more so as being like the viewer now watching professional soccer? Like, when did you really start finding yourself like watching the game?
So whenever I first started looking at the games like whenever the World Cup, because like of course I was
Which
little.
World Cup was that your first?
Well, I was still pretty young for the 2002 one, but the one that caught my attention was the 2006 World Cup.
Okay,
mainly because of like Ronaldinho and Cannavaro, like all them like Italian teams. Of course, the winners for that, but like. The main one that I seen was Ronaldinho, like growing up, looking at how funny he was having, like just dribbling the ball, passing his friends and stuff like that. Well, I say friends, but like, teammates and stuff like that. So,
okay. Maria, what about you?
Well, to me, like it's, I mean, since I can remember, it's been something that has been watched like in like my home and everything. So, well, my dad, like, he's one of the biggest reasons I started watching the sport. Mainly, he used to play in Mexico, like when he played, and he actually went to like the second division for Necaxa, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played there for a bit, but like, you know, money wise, he didn't have the money to continue. But and so my grandpa, my grandma, my grandma, she was an America fan. So and she like, regardless, like since I was little, I can always remember a soccer game being on the background on the TV. And when one of the teams played, like I remember sitting down and watching it, and it honestly, like, it didn't start catching my attention till I was like old enough to understand what was going on. So that was like what, like 6, 7. And so I was able to I was able to understand it, and you know, go out. My older brother, he would, you know, kick the ball around, so I would go out there and kick the ball around with him. And so I started falling in love with the sport. Like I started, you know, like watching it and really wanting to get into it.
Okay. So still a lot of, like, you know, heavy on family, but for sure, like, the dads definitely have the bigger impact. Yeah, I would say for sure it was definitely, like, the one who introduced it was my dad as well. The way I kind of fell in love with the game as well, I would definitely say the 2010 World Cup caught the eye for me, because I was still, you know, young and everything. I didn't watch the whole World Cup, so I won't say I had that. But the one thing I particularly like remember about it was just the finals. I want to say it was Spain versus Netherlands in the 2010 World Cup. The only thing I remember was the fact that I was hanging out. You know, my dad took us to a friend's house, and him and some of the older guys were watching the game. Finals, they were yelling and screaming, and I was playing around. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then from there, it kind of caught my eye from the last game and everything. I started watching it. But I would say the one thing that actually helped me fall in love with the game necessarily is, I mean, maybe this could have been something that you guys could relate to a little bit, but FIFA. Playing FIFA. Playing FIFA, because since that 2010 World Cup game, that year, ended up getting PS3 for Christmas, got FIFA, the World Cup game. And then from there, I was like, oh, I remember this. And then from there, I started playing with the national teams. And then from there, I started getting every single FIFA coming in after that. Yeah. And that's how I really fell in love with, like, watching soccer, watching the abroad teams and everything. And funny enough, there was a thing that I saw, like a meme, like, you know, FIFA kids are really good at, like, you know, geographical stuff. Like, you know, you give out different countries and flags and everything. Yeah, I know that flag. Yeah, that was kind of me. But that's how really my dad introduced him to me. And then I fell in love with it just kind of based off of my own. I was doing FIFA and playing the game a lot, and that's how I really grew into it. So.
All right. Yeah.
One of the one of the oldest FIFAs I remember playing was 01, and it was on the PlayStation 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The PS2. It was so funny.
Do you remember who the cover was on the?
I think it was in English. I think it was.
Look it up while you're talking about it.
Goodness.
I'm curious about that, because
I feel like it was Beckham.
Was it?
But I think Henri was on it too.
Thierry Henry and Beckham.
So I can't remember if it was the English shirt, or if it was the Arsenal, because that was the year that they went unbeaten. I think was 01, 02.
You know, it could have been.
I think.
It really
but I think it was Henry, actually. Okay. Was it? No.
Oh.
I do not remember it. Maybe it was 02.
Was it 02? Because I seen this one, and then
I remember it was like a white.
So we don't recognize who the player is.
It might have been that one.
Well, you know what they do say, like, sometimes, like, there was PlayStation 3, of course. I don't know if, like, Xbox was around during that time just yet or anything, but sometimes for different consoles they will have different covers.
Yeah, because for PlayStation, like, it was or
in different regions.
Yeah, different regions. They all had different. Yeah. So there was never really one.
I can't remember exactly, but I remember a clear, like, white shirt. That's all I remember.
Clear white shirt,
because it was like kind of like an older game. So it was,
Well, going on to the next question, kind of another one, just talking about ourselves. Favorite soccer memory. I kind of want to start off with this one. I grew up always being a Messi fan. I know there's a lot of debate about, you know.
But where the bias comes in.
I grew up being a Messi fan anyways. But, I mean, I don't know. You could say kind of cheesy enough or anything, but my favorite thing that I've had soccer memory wise from watching games and everything was just watching Messi win the World Cup in 2022. That's been so far my favorite one. I mean, of course, there's other ones maybe personally or anything that I've done, you know, growing up and everything, but best way, and even I was like me and my mom watching the game on our own, and I was celebrating like crazy that day. So that's the one that really does stuck out to me. Messi winning the World Cup in 22.
Yeah, I think I think it has to be the remontada from for me the six.
Okay.
Was
Yeah.
it 6-2, 6-1?
Yeah, 6-2.
6-2 for that Barca game. I just remember watching them like
I was
they're
in
just
school whenever
like
that was going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
I think I had just gotten home for I think it was that was pretty recent. So I think I was in college at that around that time.
Okay.
And I was at home, and I just like remember my mom in the kitchen washing dishes and stuff like that. She's over here hearing me struggling, like looking at the game, like screaming at like pass, shoot.
Yeah.
And then finally scored that last goal, and I just jumped up from the couch. I'm like, God! And she was like, oh, what happened?
Who was the one that scored that last goal? Roberto.
Sergio
Roberto. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the ones.
Yeah, we're kind of talking about that game. It was so crazy in how those goals were being
Yeah.
scored against PSG, because a lot of them was like so many mistakes and like just the weirdest goals.
Yeah.
Especially the one from like Luis Suarez a couple of times that he had and everything. I was like, what the hell's going on?
So many chances in that game
If
for it to
anything,
be right.
That game seemed like it was super rigged, like
Yeah.
it was scripted.
But
way or
it
something.
seemed like
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden they score off the last kick of the game, and all of a sudden like
you're just
that
like,
could
there's
not
no
be
way.
the most-
Like
yes.
there's absolutely no way.
Yeah. No.
But that was one
Ooh.
good memory.
Maria,
To me, to me, one of my favorite soccer memories. I have a lot, but like picking back off of like what Fabian said, like I've been a Messi fan since like
Since we see them,
since I've seen him, like he's given me a lot of heartbreak when it comes to like international games and everything like that, especially when he plays against Mexico. But one of my favorite memories has been watching him lift that World Cup. Like it's been actually, it wasn't the World Cup; it was his first Copa America. Watching him like during the COVID time, like seeing him cry on that field, like FaceTiming his family, because knowing how much like it meant to him, knowing that like a year before, like he had told the press like we're not gonna give any more interviews, like all the times like he wanted to quit, like he left the national team and then came back. Like the thing that the passion that drives him is like when you love the sport, and like it brings me back to what Memo Ochoa said like in his last interview. He's like, after the selección, like he's like, I have nothing else to play for. Like, and it's like you can see, and that's been one of my favorites, like watching him lift that first international trophy, like with the major Argentina team.
Because he came so close to it back in 20.
Yeah, it would Chile, like Chile, like what, beat them twice.
Yeah.
So
Him and PK's the last time.
and like I remember like watching the game, and because like just watching them, like it's like, he has this whole team, he has like the whole crew, and it's like, now everybody like wants him, like they have him on the banners, but like before they were like, no, he's nothing compared to Maradona, he's nothing this, like he's a fraud, he's this, like his own people turned against him. And for him to come back after COVID was over and hear the same stadium that booed him chant his name, like, bro, that's
how things can just turn around.
like, because you're just like, like that's peak.
No, I think if anything, just like for a lot of kids as well, like just inspiration as well, like people that have been following him. Maybe not as many people would probably follow the international side of it. I would say they're more so like onto the club side, but I mean, for sure, especially within that country, more passion definitely goes into Argentina. So no, definitely for us, Messi, and then with you,
Just technically, Messi has to do with Barcelona.
So I guess the next question I was going to actually go into was going to be some of our favorite things that we enjoy from soccer and everything. So, of course, favorite club. Our favorite club or a club that we support. Again, it could be local or abroad or anything. Mine is Chelsea. I've been big. I would say I'm starting to support them since 2014, 2015. Okay. Around the time whenever they won the Premier League. Definitely caught my eye. Eden Hazard was the biggest standout that like I enjoyed watching him. If it wasn't Messi that has been like one of my favorite players, Eden Hazard has been like, if not second favorite player. But Chelsea has been since I was just probably getting into high school, and then from there, I just haven't supported anybody else but Chelsea. Yeah. But clearly from the remontada, Barca fan. Then.
So I actually had two favorite teams. I got Barcelona, of course, broad team. I grew up watching them ever since, like I said, Ronaldinho was one of the ones that I watched a lot. Seeing him play and then getting introduced to Messi whenever he first started as well during that one game. It just like, I don't know, just the way that they play with it, like their passing, and they were so in touch with each other. It was pretty cool watching it. And then, of course, for over here on Mexican side. I like America as well. So, you know.
We're gonna get some stick for that.
Yeah. It's okay. We're used to being hated, so.
Maria?
Me, I'm a Barcelona fan.
Barcelona fan.
I've been a Barcelona fan since Rafa Marquez was when Rafa Marquez first went to Barcelona is when I started like watching them.
Okay.
And so in La Liga MX, I'm a Pumas fan.
Pumas fan?
I'm a Pumas fan. Like my dad is like a big America fan and my brother's a Toluca fan, but like I like Pumas. I started going more for Pumas when I mainly for the university.
They had a turnaround season.
Yeah, they did. And so I mean, I haven't really kept up with like La Liga.
Yeah.
But it's like it's starting to catch my attention again because I'm seeing the talent that's coming out of it. So it's starting to catch my attention.
I was gonna say, if anything, like for more of like, you know, the sake for the podcast, I do want to get into and introduce myself to another league and everything. I've watched it consistently for one season, I want to say, but then after that I just kind of been focused on Premier League. But I do want to actually start getting myself into watching Liga MX.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same as well. Not just because you said it, but like my dad was a big Pumas fan as well, and I've kind of grew up like, you know, watching the games most of the times anyway. So if anything, I do want to kind of keep my eye on Pumas.
Well, like fun fact, your dad had a lot of like influence of me being a Pumas fan.
Oh really?
Because when I like was starting to play soccer, like, you know, we've known your family since I was like really little, since before you were born. And so I remember like your dad and my dad talking about like a game like Pumas contra America. And I always knew like my grandma was like an America fan, but like I didn't want to like jump on that bandwagon like you would expect it. And your dad, like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, no, like vele un equipo que valga la pena, like go for a team that like that's worth it. That's worth it. Like not a rigged team. And then so like and then one of your uncles has a tattoo.
Yeah, Meteo Beto.
He has a tattoo, and like he showed it to me, like, cause I think it's on his thigh.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so, so I don't know, like something about the Puma, like the logo, caught my eye, and from then, like it's been like Pumas, like from then on.
No, yeah, that's good. All right, well, favorite club has been mentioned. Least favorite club at
America.
America.
That's gotta be the rivals, Real Madrid and Chivas.
Real Madrid and Chivas. I was gonna say that as well. Like you would think for me saying Chelsea, I was gonna say like another London team like Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, there are. I mean, I can say like I don't support them, of course, but since growing up, I've always kind of watched Barcelona games as well. I've enjoyed watching Barca games rather more than Real Madrid. So my least favorite actually growing up has always been Real Madrid.
Same.
Just because I've always known that team as being just the most cockiest team. And I know they can back up with their trophies and successful leagues and everything, but I've just never enjoyed just the players individually and how they would act.
Once they got there.
Because I used to not like watching Ramos, Pepe, Carvajal, like they had like some players that were just, I mean, I'm not talking about even back whenever like, you know, Ronaldo was there, like, you know, but like, you know, R9 Ronaldo, or even like when other players, even like Kaká, whenever he was there during that time, but like just the more recent.
It's something that when you got to that club, it does like it's
it's
that stain. I'm not a Madrid fan at all.
Of Real Madrid.
I'll probably get some stick for that too.
I was say we will get some stick for that.
And you know what? That's fine.
I'm used to it.
That's
okay.
That's the risk I'm willing.
He said Real Madrid was one of the least.
And Chivas too.
Chivas.
I'm not like I cannot stand Real Madrid, and that's probably like the only. That's probably like I can handle like America, like, but that is it's fine, whatever.
Okay, nice. Okay, clearly for this next one, I'm pretty sure everybody can tell. Favorite national team, Mexico. The current uniforms as well. And some actually one thing I'm gonna bring up to you guys, but I can ask it now. Is this probably one of the better Mexico jerseys to come out in recent times?
It's a close tie because I really like that one that has the Aztec calendar on it with the little
98?
collars.
Is it the 98?
I believe so, something like that.
I love that.
That
that's
one's
my favorite.
one of my favorite ones.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into for sure in a different question as well. Okay, but favorite player of all time. I mean, of course, from talking about it, you're gonna say Messi. Messi.
Yeah.
Messi. Okay, Messi all the way around. Favorite current player though. We talked about of all time. What about like now who you enjoy watching at the moment? Because I am a Chelsea fan. I know I still will get some stick over this. But one I really enjoy watching right now, even though he hasn't had a great past season, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is just
Oh,
a
okay.
slick, smooth guy that can touch the ball nicely. Really can do almost whatever he really wants with the ball. Like I said, I know he had a struggling season this past season with Chelsea, but any other season, I mean, he was talked about as being one of the better Premier League players within the past season. So that's my current favorite player, Cole Palmer. I enjoy watching him.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna get a little bit biased as well, but I feel like the person that I kind of like, I enjoy watching a lot is Pedri.
Pedri, okay.
Just the way that he handles a certain game, controls everything, makes correct passes when needed, and just like focuses on that chance creation. It's amazing.
Do you think he'll ever get to the same level as, like, of course, the Iniesta,
Iniesta,
the
Xavi?
Yeah.
I feel like he's getting close to it. Like they're phenomenal. Like
He for
one
sure has
of
to
the
reach
for
like
sure
the longevity as well of it too.
Yeah, for sure. One of the best center mids that Barca has ever had is Iniesta and Xavi, and I think he'd be one of them as well.
Maria?
To me, I'm just gonna go like completely like different because I mean I do like Pedri, I like Javi and all of them, but I see like the club that they belong to and they deserve. But like right now, one that I really do enjoy would be Gilberto Mora. Because with Tijuana, like the way that he plays for them, the way that he has the eye to be able to make plays. Like he's not he
has so much confidence for a young age that he has
like
right now.
he reminds me of Pedri.
Okay.
That's like he has that the eye. He has that style, that ability, in which now, like, if he is being seen to be taken to Europe, he would be great if they're able to mold him. That's the thing. Like, he's coming from like a pretty small team, like Tijuana, like he's.
Well, that's what I kept hearing. That, like, even he's getting the transfers right now, but I mean, he had rumors about going either to the Premier League, like Arsenal or Liverpool. But some people are even talking about the fact that if he moves on a little too early, that he's not going to get those same playing time, playing time, and that can affect his game.
Yeah,
especially the confidence that he has right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see
like
how that kind of goes.
Yeah, he's one of that like that I enjoyed watching in like Raúl Jiménez.
Okay.
Like Raúl Jiménez, I think, after his injury, like he did have a setback, of course, you know, but like he's coming back to being who he was, and I really enjoyed the way he plays and the way he scores.
Okay. All right, going on to still a favorite player, but more towards now the national team. Favorite Mexican national player?
So the person that I like is I'm actually wearing his jersey right now, Mr. Raúl Jiménez.
But like current or even like all time as well?
No, well, I would say that was a different one.
Okay,
but I do like Jiménez. Like Maria was saying, that backstory is just amazing how he overcame the obstacle. I guess a close second, well, a very, very close second is Don Memo. Memo Ochoa.
Memo, yeah.
Okay.
He's one of the reasons why I kind of like, of course, fell in love with America even more because of him.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Just watching him grow up with America, going off to Europe and playing with the national team, it's pretty good.
Okay, all right.
So like current or like all time?
We'll go both current and all time. Yeah.
So like current, right now my current favorite like Mexico player would be El Orbelin. Like I like the way he plays. Like I like the way I've really enjoyed watching him play, especially when with the national team. He didn't get much playing time this World Cup, but I really like how he moves. I like his plays. I like the way he scores. I like the drive that he gives to it.
Okay.
Now, of all time favorite Mexican player to me would be Rafa Marquez.
Rafa Marquez. Okay.
Yeah,
I was kind of expecting that since a Barca fan.
Yeah, like something like he's like, I don't know. Maybe I was in love with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, but I like the way he plays. I like his leadership. I like his leadership. I like because even now that he's doesn't play, like the way he coaches, the way he coached like the Barca like
Barcelona
teams,
B team,
Barcelona B teams, like the way he took them to like champions. Like I don't know. I like his style.
Excitement going in for the Mexican national team now that they're gonna have Rafa Marquez.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Definitely.
Yeah. I only had like a all time, I guess you could say, but I can say currently I'm excited for Mora as well.
Yeah.
I think that's one for sure that catches everybody's eye. A little bit different. I don't know if you guys might have forgotten this name, Gio dos Santos.
Oh no, I love Giovanni.
Yeah,
I love Giovanni
Like
too.
my all time was between Giovanni and Gerardo Borghetti.
Ooh,
Like
okay.
I had names coming up.
Yeah.
But I didn't
Jorge
really grow up,
Campos,
necessarily,
Jorge.
like, watching him though. Like,
yeah,
once I started watching Mexico, like Gio was already like one of
Yeah.
the best players.
He had a
playing
lot
at
of
that time.
potential.
Yes,
He had lots of potential.
Yeah, one of the older ones that I liked too was one that Maria's dad mentioned was Cuauhtemoc Blanco. I really liked how he played as well. I don't know. I think he was just born to be a midfielder.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, well, still sticking with the Mexico theme as well. What about your favorite Mexico jersey of all time?
I think it's like the one with the Aztec calendar. Like it's the 98. Like I want to say it's the. Let me
It's
look.
90
I was about to say,
something.
well, I'll definitely for sure put a picture on
Okay,
here so
cool.
everybody can kind of see
So
that.
I'm not
and everything.
Googling
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure that one for me as well.
Same one?
I really like that the collar combo with
Yeah.
the green just.
I definitely, for me,
Pretty cool.
especially like by the time the 2014 World Cup kind of came in, I was already in full go of just watching,
Yeah.
for sure, international soccer as well. For me, it's a 2014 Mexico jersey. I don't know how you guys feel about
Okay.
that. I don't know. I like the design.
Is that the one with the head of like
the
little
lightning bolt and everything?
Yes.
The Mexico, yeah,
The
I
one
really
that
like that.
was like-
And-
I only like the red jersey. The
yeah,
red
and it
one.
had like the zigzags.
I didn't really care
Actually,
for the green one as much.
The other one that I liked is that maroon one that came out like
Oh.
last one. That
one
white
with,
one,
like,
that
with
white
Wallace?
one. Yeah,
Maroon?
that one was
Yeah,
good.
that
That
one
one
really
I couldn't
excited.
get my hands on that white one, but I got the maroon one.
Yeah. But no, those were all
Yeah.
pretty good. But that was
Really good
probably
ones.
most likely me. So still sticking with Mexico. Favorite Mexico goal you've ever seen?
Fírmala, Gio. Fírmala, Gio.
And that's what I was gonna say. One of them,
Has to be.
I actually kind of got two, because I actually had a chance to watch both, and luckily I actually remembered about these. Of course, everybody's gonna really remember that Giovanni goal
Yeah.
against USA in 2011. But I don't know if you guys actually remember Guardado actually have an incredible volley from like the corner of
Yeah.
the 18-yard box against Costa Rica.
Yes.
As well in
Oh, yeah.
2011. That one like really stuck out to me, and I've always loved watching Guardado. from there.
Jesus Corona. He had a really good goal.
El Tecatito.
El Tecatito.
Where he
had-
like dribbled through
Yeah,
like the defense.
yeah.
And I remember that
Yeah.
one too as well. Who do they play whenever he had that?
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Like
we'll make sure we.
yeah.
My favorite one is the one that sent Mexico to the World Cup with Jimenez doing that chilena.
Oh,
Hit the post,
yes.
going in.
Who was it again?
Panama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Panama.
Man.
That was
Yeah,
a good one
no,
as
but
well.
my all-time favorite is that Giovanni the
Giovanni,
Santos goal. Yeah,
yeah,
like
Gio's
the way
brilliant.
he had Tim Howard on that floor, I was like, yes.
Okay. Now, favorite World Cup you've ever watched?
Ooh, my
That's a hard
favorite would be between 2002 and 2010.
2002.
2002 Brazil won it, and then the 2010 like that one. I really enjoyed that one.
Okay.
Mine has to be either the 2010 one or the one of the most recent ones, the 2022 one.
Okay.
Just that build up of the two teams, final teams going up against each other was really good.
Okay. I had the 2014 just because that was the first World Cup that I remember about, and being a Messi fan, him getting that close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then there was some really good matchups. One for sure that everybody will remember for sure was the Brazil or Germany game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one really for sure stuck out. But I think I chose that one just because that was the one that I really was already getting into watching games and everything. So,
Like
okay.
one of the most ones that was that 2006 one where it was France and Italy.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
headbutt, yeah. That like I remember watching that live and just being like,
Like, what were you thinking
Yeah.
at that moment? Right
I was
there?
like, ain't no way.
Yeah, there's-
I was like,
went
bro,
out and did
ain't
that.
no way. Like, there's something like the way he just turned around and headbutted it. But in that moment, like, I was actually rooting for Italy. In
Oh,
that,
I was
that final, I was,
standing
I
up
was
for you.
actually rooting for Italy.
I was actually I was rooting
Yeah.
for them.
I
as
don't
well.
think I've ever really rooted for France.
I think if it factored into like Cannavaro because I really like watching Cannavaro grow up. Whenever during that World Cup run, I really liked how he played his leadership and stuff like that for that team as well. It's really good.
Yeah.
But do you guys, I mean, I know it's been such a long time, but you guys even still like really remember like the big highlights, like the big standouts that happened during those World Cups as well?
Ooh.
I think it has to do, of course, with Zidane. Like Zidane was
Yeah.
one that is like Like France was guaranteed pretty
win.
much to
like
win.
they were dominating that whole tournament.
And then he just lost his head and messed
Yeah.
up everything. So playing against 10 men that quick.
And then they still went. They went to penalties, right?
They still went to penalties.
They still went to penalties. And like my thing is like 2002 was like watching Ronaldinho, Ronaldo with his haircut that he came out with it. Like all of them. Like it was like Brazil gave the Joga Bonito, like the whole like it's you don't see them play like that, like how easily they can manipulate the ball, how they can like they made it look so easy that it made people want to go outside and play it.
Yeah.
Like
you feel
it was
like that Joga Bonito is already.
I think it's over.
Over.
Like I think it's gone. Like
just a modern way we play
nowadays. It's just like you can tell it's. Like with Ronaldinho, it's natural. Like it like he was one with the ball, and now like I'm not taking away from all these players that can juke the ball and that can manipulate the ball, but it's like the ball never left his feet.
Yeah. Somehow always glued to his legs.
And you can watch people do the same. It's like watching people like mock Michael Jackson the way he danced. Like nobody will do it as same as the original.
I want to say like what the last player that was really about Joga Bonito was what Neymar then.
Yeah.
That was the last.
Like if Neymar would have stopped his flopping and injuries, he would have made it.
It was early Neymar instead. Not the one that's like World Cup ones or like, of course, this move to PSG and like Barca. He was kind of fading away a little bit from it.
Skills in PSG, but I think once he kind of like had those consistent injuries.
It wasn't as
PSG,
especially the one where he got injured in that as the Colombia game. Where he got
his
knee
back?
in the back.
Knee to the back. That's 2000.
I think that one really messed him up, to be honest.
You think if you would have still been playing and went into the Germany game, you think it would have still had that same outcome?
I feel like
probably because Germany was very dominant. Like Germany, the way they play was very like they were super dominant.
Will we ever see a Germany team that same way?
Ooh, that's a good question because I don't see it like
now. Jurgen Klopp at the wheel now.
I mean, maybe if it brings in some new talent and stuff like that, because
like
the ones that they're playing right now, they're starting to get older as well. Like the youngest one that was there at the time, I think was the one that's oldest now is what's his name, the center defensive mid, Kimmich.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's been there for a long time.
He's been there for a while now, but
it's
he's starting
they're
to get
trying
older
to hold
too,
like it's like the Argentina team. They're holding on to like the older players, and they're trying to like relive those glories. Yeah,
definitely stand
so I mean, you never know. Like they could come back, but it's like nowadays. It's not to talk crap or anything, but it's like they don't make the players like they used to. Like before, they were physical. Like they would get up. That would you would play through the injury. Now it's like
especially Germany too. Yeah. Germany has always been like one of those tough teams. They're like always been sturdy and having a good endurance with that too.
Yeah. Well, to kind of finish out going towards it, what about now favorite rivalry?
Ooh.
I mean, growing up, Mexico versus USA
has
has to be
one
of the better ones. I mean, I want to say even people from outside of it, I know they have like their own national teams that have their own rivalries, but if anywhere local around here, you're always going to think Mexico, USA is going to have one of the bigger ones for sure.
I think so. I think the Mexico U.S. rivalry is one of the best, especially because how we're talking, like the way that I see the team, especially after like this World Cup, is that the U.S. has good athletes. Mm-hmm. They don't have good soccer players, and I know I'm gonna get crap on that. Like the U.S. has amazing athletes. They provide amazing athletes. They don't provide the heart because that Belgium game. Crap.
Yeah.
The U.S. didn't play with heart.
I feel like they like led themselves to like leading people to think that this is actually like a team that's turned around.
Yeah.
Pochettino got them playing a different way. I mean, they surprised everybody, stunned everybody from that first game against Paraguay.
Yeah.
I would say like that Turkey game kind of might have thrown in some red flags about like hey like did they try or like did they all of a sudden just get caught off guard and now they're trying to express their true colors and whatnot. But I definitely feel
that was also on Turkey too. Like why you decided to show up on the last game. Like
and the thing about it is like it's just I don't know, like the thing about it is like I said, like Mexico, they're playing with heart, and regardless when they play here, when they play in the United States, Mexico still has home field advantage unless they go to like you know, what
Shoot,
like
if they were to go like
where,
Kansas,
wherever,
no,
Kansas City is where they would get like where you get snow is where you
Like
don't find a lot of
Midwest.
Mexicans. Like, but even then, like if Mexico plays in Houston, if Mexico plays in Dallas, they play in California. Like they have home field advantage, even though they're the visiting team.
Well, let me say this as well. Like, if you say, Mexico has always been historically like a big known team, anyways.
Yeah.
But you say now, USA only produces like athletes instead of soccer players. Then why is it that we think that Mexico USA is one of the better rivalries going on?
Because it's borders.
Because
it's the
also
borders,
because they always talk a lot of shit too.
Yeah, they go off with like del 2-0, and we're just like, bro, like we
know,
just
how
talked
many
about
times we
that
beat you?
Giovanni Dos Santos goal, like we like that, like the thing about it is like they have good players, they have good players, they don't have elite players.
Now, I have heard from a different podcast and discussion about it, especially nowadays for sure, that USA has more players abroad playing in bigger teams than they do in Mexico.
Because the U.S. provides a lot of good athletes. That's the thing. They provide a lot of great athletes. And it also comes down to the pay to play.
Yeah.
So, like, it all has to do with, I mean, like I said, like, that's why I stopped watching La Liga MX for a while, because they weren't giving what they were. And now that the MLS is like, but regardless, you would watch more of a Liga MX game than you would do an MLS game. Like,
I think so, yeah.
And that's the thing. People even they say like, oh, the MLS is growing. Yeah, but you're getting athletes that are close to retirement. You're still getting athletes that, and like who was it? James went to Mexico.
Yeah.
Even then, like some
He
of
stayed
these.
for what, just one season maybe?
Yeah.
With Leon?
I think so. Yeah. Even Ramos went to Mexico.
Yeah, he did.
Like he had the potential, and like like I'm a Messi fan or whatever. He went to Miami and they brought up the team, but like let's speak on it. Like Cristiano Ronaldo decided to go to
Qatar.
even if it was for the money or whatever, it's still a league that you don't hear about, and he made it. People watch it.
Yeah, talk about.
And people are going there. So I mean, it's the MLS. I think like the U.S. soccer would be so much better if they stop, having to pay $3,000 a month for a child to play. But I mean, even then, the rivalry is because the U.S. does have good athletes, but Mexico, no, like hate, but Mexico has more heart.
I think that's kind of been for sure exactly within this World Cup, the fact that like you come out to play in Azteca. I know because of like advantages like the altitude and everything, but they always talk about just the stadium in general. The atmosphere always drives the players,
and you see it in the World Cup. Like what game was it? Was it the Spain game where there was hardly any people in the stands? There was one of the games, like, and it was just a recent game. I don't know if it was the Spain game. I gotta look it up. But one of the, like, you look into the crowd, there's barely people there. But like in Mexico, like you would see like the stadiums that were like packed. They were packed, and like you would then show up and they're all cheering, and here it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go watch another game. It's like, bro, you don't know the altitude of this tournament.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so we can agree with the best or favorite rivalry. I'll leave this last question up until whenever we come out with another episode, because we just did our reactions and everything. But to be able to just kind of look forward now, especially for the quarterfinals. But again, we want to be able to create content. We want this to be a very good, consistent thing. So, I mean, of course, if we have the support of you guys coming out, commenting how you guys feel about this, or even like, your opinions and debates about how you guys feel about, our takes. We definitely love to hear about them. So I'm excited to really get this thing started. I know for sure there's going to be things to always talk about. So, I mean, that's the great thing about this, is that there's always something that's going to come up that, we're going to be able to talk about.
I also forgot one more person that was kind of like looking out for in the Mexico national team is one has recently been in the team. It's Mr. Quinones. Well, he played his heart out for this World Cup, and I'm just hoping to see more of him in this squad.
He is a
going
little
forward.
older, right? Like,
yeah,
he is a little older, but
right now he's what, in the Saudi Arabia, like
he's still in Saudi Arabia.
But he
but
played
you know what? There's
for
been transfer rumors of him
coming
going
back
out to bigger clubs now.
he played for America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's another thing too.
But he first started off
He was in
in-
Atlas.
Yeah.
Atlas, yeah,
Yeah.
Atlas, yeah. And that's not necessarily like a big known
No.
club in Mexico. And they won back to back
Yeah.
with him in it, and then he went to America, did well, and then he ended up getting his big move somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did it for the money, of course. Anyways, playing
Oh,
guitar.
yeah, I
and
mean,
whatnot.
yeah.
But, I mean, it's a bigger league, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't say it's bigger. It's
Yeah.
wealthier.
Wealthier,
Definitely wealthier.
Yeah.
definitely catching some attention.
It's
though,
it's
but
starting to get more attention as well because of all the other big superstars that went over there, like
yeah.
Benzema, Mane,
João
Fabinho,
Felix.
Yeah.
João Felix, like
Yeah.
all of them. So
So, all right. Well, we're definitely gonna make sure. Well, we're definitely gonna have like a Mexico specific talk one day because I
Yeah.
definitely want to bring it up and see what you guys think about. But that's gonna be it for this intro video. Hopefully, you guys got a chance to know it just a little bit more. But yeah, we're hopefully gonna have more consistent, very good talked about videos that you guys can for sure jump into. So if you enjoy these videos, please leave a like, comment down what's your favorite thing, or if you want to join in with these questions as well, telling us what your favorites are. And yeah, excited for more videos to come out. So appreciate you guys watching, and then catch you guys for the next one.
thank you. See you later.
Thanks, guys. See you later.